Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Insider. If you're asking yourself, that doesn't sound like Damian, you would be correct. Damian is off this week, and when Josh and Andy found that out, they decided they wanted to get someone who was younger and more handsome and more vibrant. Unfortunately, nobody else was available, so they did end up getting me, Matt Szat. I will be hosting today. We have a very exciting episode because FISM 2025 is just around the corner, just a few months away. It is going to be in a very exciting one. We're going to have our biggest booth ever at Vanishing Inc. There's going to be new categories. Our own Joshua J will be performing and judging for the first time ever, which is why today's guest is so exciting. Beyond being, an acclaimed live show and televised magic show producer, an honorary member with Gold Star of the Inner Magic Circle, multiple-time Guinness World Record holder, he is also the president, organizer, producer, and artistic director of the World Championship of Magic since 2012. So let's welcome in Mr. Walter Rolfo.
Thank you very much, Matt. I'm very happy to be here with you and with the guys from Vanishing.
We're so excited to have you. We know you are a very busy man this time of year, so we are going to we're going to hop right into it. Everyone has to answer this question. What is your magic origin story? You got 33 seconds. Go.
I began to be a magician when I was 9 years old. I pay my study, pay my life doing magic, and after that I became a journalist for the main Italian channel that is Rai. After that, I started producing TV shows, and I opening a company that is Masters of Magic. We produce big events, probably the biggest connected to the world of magic. And after that, we produce more than 150 TV shows for the main channel. And I was the president of FISM Italy 2015, and actually now I'm the president, organizer, and artistic director of the FISM 2025. So I love magic very much. That is the biggest important things about magic.
I love that. And everyone listening to this, they also love magic. And let's just talk about FISM from a 30,000-foot view right now. I was actually just talking to a friend last night who's a magician. Knows what FISM is. We've heard it called the Olympics of Magic, but there are some people who just aren't really sure, exactly what FISM is. So in your words, what is FISM, and how does it elevate the global magic community?
Because every 3 years, the best magicians in the world compete to become the world champion of magic. And that is important because during the 3 years, they study to create the best magic possible. And in that way, staying all together and competing all together and showing the new future of magic, we create the seeds for the new idea that will be developed in all over the world. And not only the FISM convention is the most important, the biggest convention in the world. And so what's happened that stay together and see the innovating of magic, you as a magician, you can come back and spread the mouth about the new way to do magic. So it's not only a way where people compete, but it's also a way where you can try the best inspiration to create your best magic. You understand what I mean?
Yes,
because
of course.
Sometimes my English is not so good. In Italian, I'm very, very better. But I hope that I can explain why FISM is so important.
Don't worry about it. It makes total sense. It's the people coming in. They're doing the most innovative magic. And I guess, as artistic director, we know it's the World Championships of Magic, and it happens every 3 years. But, you're always working to grow it and make it bigger than it is. So what unique elements did you prioritize to, make FISM 2025 stand out from any of the other championships? I know there's some new categories, so maybe you can also share something about that as well.
So, for first, I think that we should offer to the participant something that they cannot live online. So, something that allow you to live the best magic experience, something that you cannot learn online. So, for example, I talk with Joshua about that many times, and he will propose something that you cannot find online. And so that is the first secret. The second one is that I believe that magicians, stay together they allow magic to grow, because sharing ideas, the live experience of magic is important. And after that, we work with my team about 2 new demonstration category. That is for the first time, the World Online Championship of Magic, and the Street Magic, the World Street Championship. So we have 2 new categories. That is important because online is a very, very popular way to do magic now, and street magic is a way that allow us to keep in touch with many spectators, not magician, but spectator, and so to show how magic could be important and amazing. So many things, and apart of that, we have the best artists in the world all together, the best lectures, and the best competitions, and the best show. So it's enough to say that it will be a great FISM.
I love that. And the online magic in one particular, it's broken down into its own subcategories. I know we are honored to have a nomination for our newsletter, but it has the podcast. And so just in your mind, there are some people who think, okay, online magic is detrimental to the art, but clearly the World Championship of Magic disagrees. So in your mind, how does online magic help grow the art, and why is it so important to honor it at the biggest competition of magic in the world?
Obviously in online magic, but as on the theater magic, on the close-up magic, on the street magic, we have good artists and bad artists. So online is just a medium where you can find good magic or bad magic. And obviously we will not accept a magician that explain tricks or that they say the secrets behind magic, but artists that use the online like a stage. For example, Xavier Mortimer is great. He's doing very amazing magic. Or maybe Chris Ramsey, that has so many young artists that learn magic from him. The important about the street magic is, first of all, that permit us to show what FISM is to a bigger audience, because can you hear me?
Yes, you're just fine.
Okay, to a bigger audience, because maybe in the world of magic, the FISM world of magic, the magic circle, we have 3,100 magicians 300,000 magicians in the world, but we have maybe 10 millions of people that love magic and they don't know FISM. So it's a way to catch more magicians to our world. And there are many ideas, many innovative ideas in the online magic, and that is cool, because we can maybe steal some ideas, magic props that we can use also in the live magic. And last but not least, online is a reality, and so we must give value to this new reality, because many good magicians born online, and is a value that FISM has to valorize, to give value to them.
Well, and so some of the criteria that will be judged, like how will street magic be judged differently than the standard close-up micro magic category? Is there different things you're looking for? Are there different styles of magic? What sort of differentiates street magic to generate its own category?
So we have, as you know, in the FISM contest, we have some FISM rules, and we have that's called the FISM level. So if you are not good enough, you will not admit to the medal. So you must have a FISM level that is high enough to be allowed to the prize. And we have different value that you have in the paper of the judges about originality, about creativity, about showmanship, about techniques, about innovation. So those are the criteria. And for the online magic, we add also that you cannot use camera trick, no camera trick allowed, no people that explain magic, obviously, and for the most important things, the video should be is not a video that sorry. The most important thing is that, yeah, difficult to explain, that is real magic doing on camera,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
so no CGI or something like that. And for the street magic, the rules are the same for the other category because magic is the same. It's a different theater, different stage, but magic is the same.
That's very interesting. And going to all categories, kind of stepping aside for a second. So, when it comes to judging, any magic, whether it's street or online or stage, we've heard this. You stress the importance of originality. So, say someone wanted to compete in FISM or any competition. How important is it that the creativity is there versus the technical precision? I guess, how do you strike a balance? But more importantly, are you looking for a really original act or something that's super fooling? What is the judging when it comes to a general sense?
So, a judge as I told before, some criteria that is fixed, and apart of that, they are also spectators. So, if something really impress them, it's something that has a value. And when judges start to judge an artist, the thing is, if I have to put in front a real audience and to the best audience that I can have, so is the act that I'm judging should be a good act that I really will be proud to show to the live audience. So that is the most important criteria. So something very innovative, but not amazing for the lay audience is something that is nice to say, nice to tell, but it's not something that we got to medal. So innovative is important, creativity is important, but also deserve respect to our arts. That is probably the most important thing for a contestant. So respect our
Mhm.
art.
Respect the art. I love that. So that also, we've talked a lot about the competition aspect, which I think most people know. FISM, the World Championships that happen every 3. I think that's what most people think of when they think of FISM, FISM winner. But it is a larger convention with more elements to it. So, just for people who are listening to this or who didn't realize that, what are some of the other elements that are happening? What can someone who buys the ticket, as they should get a ticket right now? What should they expect besides just the best magicians in the world competing on stage or in their respective category?
Many things, and I think that a magic convention is a place where magicians should come in, and for 7 days, that will be the FISM for 14 to 19, 2025. So in July, sorry, 14 to 19 July 2025, and you will have 6 days without interruption of magic. We invested a lot in one-man show because as a magician, I like to go outside in the country and watch the best one-man show. So we will have 11 one-man shows with the best artists in the world. And that is a great value because you should go to Las Vegas and maybe Edinburgh and maybe London to see such many artists all together. And after that, we will have a lot of party because I believe that magic should also be funny. So we have spaghetti and pizza and beer. So time to stay together because the bad thing is to have time to share magic with someone that you don't know, but maybe we can become friends and maybe we can spend our nights doing magic and magic trick each other. And after that, we will have around 60 lectures with the most innovative things. And I asked personally to all the magicians to do something that they not published before, they not show before. You cannot find online what we are going to see in Torino from the 14th to the 19th of July. And other things, we will have also special galas. For example, we for the opening gala we will have the Grand Prix gala. All the Grand Prix winners from the past 20 years in the same gala. Unbelievable. Something that you cannot see again and you never see before. So there are many reasons to join us in FISM Italy 2025 in Torino. and I really wait for you. And if you want to know more, you can go on our website, fismitaly2025.com, and you will see all the artists on the cast, or the schedule. So many things that you will love it.
I love that. And we will also put a link. We post this on YouTube. We post it on a blog, so we will make sure you have those links because you're going to want to check this out. It's going to be a great time. And you mentioned in Torino, and I want to just chat a little bit about Torino. I believe I saw online it is called the City of Magic. So that is a great place. But sort of I know you talk a lot. If you go on the website, you talk a lot about Torino, and it's so important the place you're in. So how does being in Torino impact what you do? How is it a great experience for people who come? Just sort of, what does that reputation influence on the convention itself?
Yeah, Torino, you are right, is considered the most magical city in the world because we have some alchemic cave where legends say that Cagliostro or Nostradamus died. And Torino is the city where Bartolomeo Bosco born, and is considered so magical because legends say that there are two triangles, white magic and black magic in the world, and the coincidence of the two triangles is in Torino. So Torino is a very beautiful city, was the first capital of the Italian kingdom, and it was very connected to the Masonry, so there are many esoteric places that are very interesting for magicians. Very close to Torino, there is the Magic Museum of Mago Sales with more than 30,000 old books, one of the biggest library of magic. And for that reason, we created the new category of street magic, the World Championship of Street Magic, because we want that magicians also have the chance to visit Torino. That, believe me, is beautiful, is amazing. In the summer is gorgeous, and not only, we have one of the best food in the world because Torino is also the capital of slow food. Truffle and Barolo, the best wine of Italy, is from Torino. So you will enjoy magic and food. That is important.
There's nothing else worth traveling for in the world. When I travel, I care about the food and also the magic. So that's incredible. You're in a beautiful city in Italy, and you get to experience the best magic in the world. I can't think of a reason you'd want to be anywhere else, and I really enjoy that. Now, this is my very ignorant American self speaking. When I travel to different European countries, I notice things work a little bit differently. Buildings are older. Sometimes they're smaller. They're designed differently. So were there any logistical challenges with transforming where you'll be into a magical center and getting ready for the convention? Just a lot of times people don't get to see the behind the scenes of a convention. So what is it like putting on this huge convention that people are coming from all over the world and having to basically build it from the ground up in Torino? What is that like?
So Torino is the 30th city in Italy after Rome, Milano, and Torino is the third. So it's a big city for Italy. For Europe is a big city, not for America, but it's a big city. It's around 1.5 million persons, and we have a beautiful underground subway. So the important thing is that the theater of the convention is exactly in front of the subway underground, and so you can leave all Torino, and it's very cheaper if you want to live close to the convention. There are 5-star hotels, maybe a little bit more expensive, but I know that people is spending something around 50-60 euros per night to sleep in Torino. That is nothing. The Torino is the FISM is a very beautiful convention center, and we have a food court with all the best Italian food. And not only, if you love McDonald's or Subway or KFC, you can have also that. So you can have very good food with very, very few money. And the Torino has a very good international airport, very well served with the train. So it was the capital of Italy, so is an important city, and everything is very comfortable. And the center is not so far away, very easy to reach with the subway, and you can walk because Torino has a very beautiful area where in the center with the old ancient building, and you can easily walk. So you can enjoy also the night experience of Torino, very beautiful restaurants or dance club. So Torino is perfect for a magic convention. It's a big city with the taste of the intimacy of Italy. So please join us. And for everything that you need, you can write to our secretary. They are working for you for FISM, and we can help you to find whatever you want and the best hotel, and also the best way to reach us.
I love that. You can hear the passion in your voice when you speak about it. It's so genuine, and it's nice that it's a bigger, larger community, and you're telling people to go out and see the community. I think that's so important, because some conventions, not even just outside the magic world too, you feel like sometimes you're just stuck in a hotel and there's not much to do. So it's really about building a community. I think that's what FISM is all about. So, we've talked about the convention as a whole, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people, they really relate FISM to the World Championships of Magic. So there might be some people listening who maybe thought, okay, when I listen to this episode, maybe I'll learn how I can create a competition act, and they might be inspired to do that. So let's say there's somebody out there who it's their first time. They're like, maybe next FISM, I want to be ready. What would you tell them to do, over the next 3 years, maybe tell the World Championships again, to create a competition act? What's the first step, and maybe some things they could understand if they want to build that type of act?
The first thing is that you have to think that building a FISM act can change your life, because if you are able enough, you can win the world champion, or maybe become first, second, or third, and you can change your life because you can start working all over the world. But the second important thing is that preparing an act for FISM, you will train yourself, and you will dedicate at least 3 years thinking to a new act. And that is a big, big value for your life, because your way to do magic will change thanks to the time that you dedicate to prepare a new act. And the first secret, if I have to choose one, is to think something that is not so often, not so common, something that people can say, wow, that's original, because that's something that I never think about, and I never thought that magic can do also like this. And that's important because, for example, you don't need to do something wow, that's unbelievable. But for example, Eugene in 2012 just changed the way to propose magic on stage. The card manipulating was amazing. His art is amazing, but his standing was the real secret of his winning. So you don't need to create the best magic trick ever. You should look for be unique and innovative in the way you propose your magic, and that will change your life for sure.
So I guess my question to you then, the inclusion of online magic, it's a reminder that magic is always evolving. Are you excited? Do you foresee maybe that's going to open up new lanes to just keep growing and evolving? Do you expect people to, what do you expect to come out of, now people have 3 years to prepare for the next one? It kind of feels like anything could happen. Is that sort of what you're hoping for, specifically with that category, the street magic as well, but specifically with that one? It's such a new way, and now people have 3 years to get ready for a new one. So do you really see some exciting things down the line for that?
I think that innovation in real life is going very, very fast, and that is something like a crystal ball where we can see and also shape new futures. AI, VR, and so real life is changing very fast. It is important the magician can stay at the same speed, because if not, we risk to be old. Now, something that for us was unbelievable many years ago, now for children is something that they can manage just with a touch. And even if it's not magic, it's something that is like magic. And so we should work to create a new space in this big innovation world to shape the real power of magic. Which kind of deception we can propose to the audience? What is the real surprising in a world where everything is a surprise? So the challenge is save magic from the future and shape the good position for magic in the future of the world. And I think that if maybe 5, 6, 7,000 magicians will think a new idea to compete for the next World Championship of Online Magic, maybe we can find a new seeds that can help all the magic community to create a better story for magic.
That's great. And to clarify on something, just to make sure I understand, everyone understands, there's no CGI, there's no camera trickery, but if someone maybe records a video from the top down for the best angle that maybe wouldn't be, if someone was sitting around them, they wouldn't see, is that okay for online magic? If you have the camera at the right angle that you need, are those types of things okay?
Yeah, because that is the stage. Do you remember that McLuhan told that medium is the message? So for me, every kind of medium has a different message. So every kind of stage has a different misdirection, because the misdirection that I can use on stage is different from the one that I can use close up. And television has different misdirection. Camera for online magic has different misdirection. I remember a very beautiful shows with Orson Welles many, many years ago, and it did the gypsy thread. And to make disappear, to make the secrets, magicians can understand me, he do something like that. He has the thread, he open the thread, he go outside, say, look at it, and after he come back. Going out of the video, he created magic, but that was fair because he's using the medium in the best way. If he was on a table of close-up, maybe he can do a lapping. He's not cheating, he's just using what he has. So using that medium at the best is not cheating. It means that you are clever because you know where you are working and you are use the best the place where you are. And it's very different from CGI, because CGI is tricking. It's like no. But if you use a camera angle, that is part of the medium that you are using, so it's okay.
No, that makes total sense. And what I think is really cool that, I guess just clicked with me, is that if you're recording the video, technically anyone from around the world could enter easier than I guess most traditional ways. So someone in America could enter just by recording a video in their home and entering that way. Is that correct?
Yeah. You can. Sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, sorry, you broke up a little bit there too. So I said it expands to, I guess it greatly expands how many people can enter, since you're recording, most people are going to be recording in their home, from the comfort of their home, and submitting. So it really expands the reach of how many magicians can get involved. Because I, don't live in Italy, I can, without having to make much effort in terms of travel and accommodations and setting up maybe on a stage to record, I can just record in my home, which I think opens it up to a lot of people, especially a younger generation who's used to performing that way. And it seems like that's exactly how it works, correct?
Absolutely, yes. Our goal is to spread the mouth about FISM and about World Championship of Magic, close up, stage, online, street. That is our goal. I'm also the artistic director of FISM, and my target is to involve as people as possible to magic. So I agree with you. In that way, we are giving the opportunity to everybody to become the world champion of magic, and there is no problem about money, traveling, just the creativity and the aim to become the best. And so I think that is very, very good, and is very democracy way to spread the mass about magic.
I think it's great. I think it's no secret that magic can often be slow to adapt, and it's great to hear you talk about. You're right. Like going back to what you said a few minutes ago, it's a medium. It's a medium that we're now allowing. We're not saying you're not saying use cameras to cheat and CGI and tricks, but you're saying it's just another medium, and I think it does expand it, and it's really a great thing. And so I guess speaking about FISM 2025, I think you've sort of answered this, but what are some other ways besides being focused with the filming and the social media? What are other ways that magicians can stay relevant? I've gone to events and people are talking about AI and all that stuff and how that's sort of like magic to them. How can magicians be staying fresh and relevant, not just for a magic judging criteria, but just for audience expectations? What are some other things they can be thinking about?
I think that for many years, magic it was a way to propose trick, and the trick was the power. I know more tricks than you, so I am a better magician. Obviously, there were many artists and great artists, legendary artists. So, but for the 80% of magicians that work in the wedding or in the pub or maybe in the convention, it was for most of them, I know some secrets that you don't know. Now everybody can have the explanation of the magic tricks here. Sometimes during the show you have some spectator that Google the secrets. So secrets is not the power anymore for me. For me, the power is to create art with our secret. So what I really would like to give as an idea with the FISM 2025 is that magic is a real great art. Secrets is part of this art, but you really now, because secret is not a secret anymore, you must be a good actor, you must be a good well, I don't know the name. You must you must have showmanship. You must have a good text. You must work on music. Maybe be a dancer. So art is the whole things. Magic is the most important part of the things, but is not enough. So in the future, magician should be more artist than only magician. That's my opinion.
I think that is a great way of putting it. So we have just a few more minutes, so we're gonna do some quick questions because you've done some great stuff. We've learned all about FISM. Let's get into some quicker questions. So I think we'll go back a second for performing on stage. I've talked to people; they've practiced their FISM act multiple times. Yet there's still those nerves. So what are some tips for a competitor to calm some nerves before a big performance?
I everyone has his secrets. For example, I remember Vito Lupo told me that before the shows you have to shake your hand. That is Vito Lupo tips. But for me, what I teach to the magician is that have a little bit of nervousness is important. So start thinking that nervousness is okay, right word. Nervousness, yes.
Yeah.
Is not something that you have to fight, but something that you have to accept. And there is no good artist without a little bit of nervousness. And sometimes the best shows start with the right size of nervousness. So change the point of view. It's not an enemy, but something that if you use at the best is a good friend. That is what I think when I'm going on stage. I think that I have a little bit of wow tension is good because I never underestimate audience, I never underestimate shows, and so not eliminate, find a good balance inside you, and that is the most important things. And also things that nothing is the final of the life. We will also have a new occasion, a new chance, even if sometimes we don't believe that. And I'm old enough to say that you will forever have the second chance. So enjoy the best one and expect for the second.
Fantastic. I heard someone once said it changed my whole perspective that being nervous shows that you care about what you're about to perform. And I think you said the same thing there. So I guess if someone is coming as a FISM competitor, what's a couple things, 1, 2, 3 things that every competitor should know? Some quick hit things they should, maybe how they should prepare, what they should look for. If you want to compete, what are some things you should know?
So when you are already started, the 3 things that you should know. This one of the biggest secrets is how uh, to take the applause of the audience and enjoy for the applause, because some competitors finish the act and run away from stage, but that is very important because have the power to accept the applause and waiting for the right applause and enjoy is something that is important, even because at the end judges also listen the number of applause, even if they should not, but at the end. So that's important. And second one is enjoy the competition, because the biggest gift of the competition is not the prize, but all the path that you run. Because not for emotional things, but because you created a new act, and with the new act you can work in your real life. And so that's important, because you come back at home with new experience and with a new act that is ready to perform on stage, and maybe it's good for earn money. So the FISM is important because you spend time to work on that. And third secrets, find a way to create connection with you and the audience, because magicians in the audience during the show scream, shout, enjoy. So remember that you are part of the community, and the people in front of you, even if they are magicians, so maybe sometimes they are something like that and waiting to discover your magic secret, remember that if you are able to play with them, they will be your best friends, because at the end, the clapping that you received is important, not only for you, but also for the judges. So find a way to be friends with the audience. That is important.
That's great. And real quick, back to the online magic thing, that just something that clicked into my head. Since you're not really playing with, you don't have the banter with the audience there, you don't have that element, but you obviously are an acclaimed producer of magic television. And something I've learned when recording videos is you have to be more animated. You have to give more of yourself to a camera. Do you have any tips for people when recording on a camera to make it a spectacle, to make it more interesting? Do you have any tips for people when they're recording their videos that will catch the judges' eyes?
Yeah, camera change a lot. I did many shows, in TV shows in my life, a lot. I think that I was in more than 2,600 episodes in my life, and I'm quite old. And when I started, television was the place where to be, but also the very rigorous place. So you have to be perfect and spoke in a good way and have the right timing. And that was the past. Now, with that, we learn that reality is the new black. So reality and simplicity. So the best secrets for me for everybody that try to do video on social media is the spontaneity. Okay, spontaneity is a good word. Spontaneity, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spontaneity, but that's even hard for me to say. So you're good. You're
Okay.
good.
Yeah, because I saw doing videos. I am around without the social something around 250,000 follower. That in the beginning I tried to be very perfect, and now as easier I am, easier is the best. So remember that camera is not a judge, but it's just a way to speak with friends and find a way to be very easy, and probably that is the best secrets to perform the best on camera.
Great. And then one more before we start to wrap things up. If you could resurrect one magician to headline, doesn't have to be the competition, but headline, the gala show, a one person show at FISM, who would it be and why?
Houdini, for sure, because he was not only a great magician, but he was also a great marketing man. And so I think that we should have the biggest announce ever in the world. And I love the Vernon for sure. I love Richard Ross, but Houdini for sure attract all the people because he was not only a magician, he was really every moment of his life a very unbelievable human. And so, yeah, for sure, Houdini.
Awesome.
And
well, we do have to wrap things up, but before we go, we always end the podcast with 4 rapid fire questions. They're not related to magic. They're about you, Walter. Don't think too much. You just got to answer them as you did. But here, we'll go right now. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, because that's important. When you come to Italy, and please bring your wife with you, bring your parents with you, because Italy is a very beautiful place. So enjoy FISM and enjoy the holidays. And pizza is simple. In Italy, we have very, very, very good food because we don't create big mashup of food. Easier. If you are in Italy, enjoy the mozzarella, the original one. You never taste something like that. Parmigiano, the original one. So very few elements, one by one, and you will be crazy. So mozzarella, margherita pizza without no topping, no ananas, please, is illegal in Italy. No ananas. Mozzarella, easy.
My wife would agree with you. All right, favorite movie?
Italian movie or in the world? For magic, I love The Prestige. I love Nolan as a director. The Prestige, the best one. And if you want, I can say to you, oh, wow, the sentence that I love when he said that the real secret of a magician is the total devotion to our hearts. That's an amazing film.
Favorite person or people, band that make music?
Wow. You don't know because they are from Italy. I love Fabrizio D'André, that is like a poet. And he's not so famous because he's old now, but he's amazing. He changed the music in Italy. So if you come in Italy, you can also listen to him. And if you want, you can also have Gabri Ponte, that is a new DJ that is working all around the world. So you can dance in Italy or inspiring you in Italy. You can choose.
And the final question of today's podcast, if you had to physically fight to save your position at FISM, would you rather fight one giant Andy or 100 tiny Joshua Jays?
Wow, I don't understand, please. I know that is a tough question, so I don't understand.
Nope, it's a tough one. So if you had to get in a fight, it's a hypothetical question. If you had to get in a fight with one giant Andy Gladwin, or you had to get in a fight with 100 tiny little Joshua Jays, which one do you think you could take?
Wow, I think one giant Andy Gladwin, because I know that Joshua is a very determined one, and 100 Joshua, it will. I think that I have everywhere attacked probably. So it will be. I think that I will die in both of them, but probably with Andy I will have more chance. But 100 Joshua, it will be very tough. And yeah. Sorry, one thing. I forgot to give you some name for the cast, if it's still possible to give you.
Absolutely.
So because he's amazing. And so, for example, we have Mac King, one-man show, questionnaire. Richard Wiseman with his special one-man show. Joshua J, obviously. Jason Latimer, Sosa Victoria, Hector Mancha, Peter Murray, Topaz, Miguel Munoz, Armando Lucero, David Williamson, Eugene, Hugh Germain, Laurent Piron, Paul Wilson, Arthur Benjamin, Alain Choquette, Danny Dortis, Danny Garcia, Norbert Farré, Marco Zoperanda, El Getum, Vanni Bossi, Luis De Matos, Florian Sambé, Chris Ramsey, Xavier Mortimer, Michael Hammer, Arturo Brachetti, Aaron Crow, David Stone, Mario Lopez, Jackie O, Clayton Entons, Steve Valentine, Chris People, Mike Gagaya, and Michael Hammar, and many, many, many more to come. So it will be an unbelievable FISM. Please join in Italy, because I promise that you will experience the best magic experience of your life. We're waiting for you.
I can't think of anywhere else in the world you could see all of that talent in one place, and we are so happy you shared that with us. We can't wait to see you with our biggest booth ever, and Joshua J is going to perform, like you said, and he's also going to judge. It's going to be a great time for both FISM and Vanishing Inc., but with that, we have to say goodbye. Thank you so much, Walter Rolfo. We appreciated you being here, and we hope to see you again very, very soon.
Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you to Andy, to Josh, to all the people from Vanishing Inc. that following us. And it's true, it will be the biggest boost ever in the Magic Convention. So I'm waiting to be amazed and surprised for your creation. And so waiting for you in Italy. And thank you very much for the time.
Right. Thank you very much.